Texas, a 20-year-old correctional officer took a job watching inmates. But within months, she would be the one in handcuffs. Her name is Savannah Jade Major. She was 20 years old, from Jasper, Texas. 20 years old. Not even old enough to buy a beer. Not old enough to rent a car. Not old enough to book a hotel room in most states. But old enough, according to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, to be responsible for the custody and security of more than 2,000 male inmates. On February 25, 2026, Major was hired as a correctional officer. She was assigned to Ferguson Unit. Ferguson Unit sits in Madison County, Texas, deep in the heart of rural East Texas, the kind of country where the nearest town has one stoplight, the fields stretch for miles, and pine trees line the highways. It is quiet, isolated farm country, the kind of place where the prison is the biggest employer for miles. Ferguson Unit is a medium security facility operated by the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. It houses approximately 2,100 male inmates. The compound spans dozens of buildings surrounded by razor wire fencing and open farmland. It is not a small operation. Within the walls of that facility, authorities say Major was running a bribery scheme. A correctional officer, 20 years old, 4 months into the job, already facilitating corruption inside a state prison. She was arrested on July 7, 2026. That is 132 days after she was hired, 4 months and 12 days. Her career as a law enforcement officer lasted barely longer than a college semester. She was booked into Madison County Jail, the same county where Ferguson Unit is located. The irony is difficult to ignore. A correctional officer processed into the very system she was hired to enforce. Her bond was set at $25,000. She posted it and walked out the same day. The charge is bribery by a public servant. In Texas, that is a second-degree felony carrying 2 to 20 years in prison, the same kind of prison she was hired to guard. How does this happen? How does the 20-year-old escalate to felony bribery inside a state prison within 4 months of being hired? The answer may lie in the sheer scale of the Texas prison system. TDCJ is the largest state corrections agency in the country. It operates more than 100 facilities spread across Texas. It employs more than 38,000 people. To put that in perspective, California, the next largest system, operates about 35 facilities with around 34,000 staff. Florida has roughly 140 facilities with about 24,000 employees. With numbers that massive, the hiring pipeline moves fast. Background checks happen, sure, but when you need 38,000 warm bodies to staff a sprawling prison empire, corners get cut. Standards slip. People who should not be wearing a badge slip through. Savannah Jade Major was one of them. She was assigned to Wynn Unit initially before being moved to Ferguson. 2 different units in her first 4 months, 2 different inmate populations. And authorities say she was soliciting bribes at one of them. A 20-year-old with a badge, a uniform, and access to inmates. No life experience. No seasoning. No time to develop judgment or understand the weight of the position she held. Just a young person handed authority over thousands of incarcerated men, and apparently it went to exactly the wrong place. The Texas Department of Criminal Justice has not commented extensively on the case. They confirmed her employment dates and her termination. They noted the matter is under investigation, but this case raises questions that extend far beyond one 20-year-old officer. How many others like her are currently inside the system? How many young, inexperienced correctional officers are being placed in positions of authority over inmate populations with minimal supervision and oversight? This is not just a Texas problem. Prison systems across the country struggle with staffing shortages, high turnover, and the temptation of easy money through contraband and corruption. But Texas, given its size and scale, may have the largest blind spot of all. Savannah Jade Major will have her day in court. She is presumed innocent until proven guilty. But the allegations alone paint a damning picture of a system that hands power to people who are not ready for it, and then acts surprised when that power is abused. A 20-year-old. 4 months on the job, charged with bribery, inside a prison. If the system cannot screen, train, and supervise its youngest and newest officers, who exactly is watching the watchers? What is your take on this? Should 20-year-olds be placed in correctional officer roles? Share this with someone who cares about justice system accountability. And do not forget to like and subscribe so you do not miss future episodes.